लक्ष्मीनाथसमारम्भां नाथयामनमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Another important and a very interesting question which has come. What should we do on a daily basis to Bhagavan? We all go to school, go to college, office, or even when we are retired, we have so many things to do in life. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna actually says, Ananya Chintayanto Mam. You need to think about me every minute, every second. Is it even possible? For a big jnani or a rishi who still lives in our time, it is possible. But we all live in very fast-paced life. We all think that we have too many things to do. Note my word, we all think. But generally, if you see 25-30 years before, our earlier generation or earlier to earlier generation lived a pretty slow-paced life. They had time to spend it to their family, friends, go to temple. Today people are very fast. They go to temple, they buy X number of amount of ticket, go to Bhagavan, pray, come back. But each and every temple are so big. They have so many stories. First, when we go to a temple, we need to know the Sthala Purana of that temple. Which rishi has come in that? Is it goddess prevailing place or a god prevailing place? There are some temples which are called Nachiyar temple, which is the importance and prominence are there only or much for Nachiyar when compared to Bhagavan. For example, Srivilliputtur. And there is a temple called Nachiyar Kovil. And these temples are very prominent for goddess. Temples like Srirangam, Thiruvengadam, Kanchipuram are very predominant for God, Bhagavan. So we need to understand, we need to know. That is when it is very important to build that connection between us and Bhagavan through all this. It is not just going there. Even if we are not going there, Bhagavan will be still seeing us. So it is not that He wants us to see. Example, 5 years before I moved to Bangalore, there is a temple in Chennai called Parthasarathi temple. We used to go there often. Because I am in Bangalore, I might not go that often. Still, Parthasarathi is seeing me. It is not me who is not going there. So if I go there, I need to spend time in the temple. It is not that I just go rush in and come back. That said, what needs to be done on a daily basis? And how that needs to be done? Anything in a dharmic thought starts with akara shuddham. We need to have sattvic food. There are rajasa food, there are tamasa food. Rajasa food will increase our anger. Tamasa food will increase our laziness. We need to have sattvic food. And that food cannot be just cooked in a kitchen and then straight to our plate, dinner table, and then straight to our plate and straight to our tummy. It cannot be like that. We need to make all three meals as a dedication to Bhagavan in our house. We may have Chitra Rupa, a picture Rupa Bhagavan. We may have a Shila Rupa Bhagavan. We may even have a small photo. But that Bhagavan is the head of the family. That Bhagavan drives us, He lives in our house. We need to first feel it. even when we are having upavasa, which is like no eating day, for example, there are 5 people in our house. It is Ekadashi, and for example, the couple, 2 people are not eating. Kids and elders are eating. We can't cook for 3 people. We should still cook for 5 people, because what we cook is for Bhagavan. Bhagavan doesn't have Ekadashi or any Dwadashi. It's only we need to follow all these things. So he will still eat, he will still be able to eat that 5 people's food. Then you can ask a question, what will happen to the other 2 people's food? We need to donate it, that dhanam. One, it is a detox for us that we are in upavasa, we are not eating on that particular day. Other, there are so many people who are not eating even 30 days. So which means they get a meal via us. So we can't stop cooking for 5 people and then start cooking for 3 people. So the first rule is have a sattvic food. The second one is you need to give it, offer it to Bhagavan and then only eat. Why? In Tamil, he does a word, there is a word called Kand Arular, which means he sees. We need to eat via our mouth. He will only see because he doesn't want to eat. Shastram actually says Bhagavan as Avaptya Samasta Kaman. He doesn't have anything to eat to grow. His Divya Mangala Vigraha, which is his own, we can't say it as a body. In English, we can still say it's a body. But in Tamil or in Sanskrit, we call it as Divya Mangala Vigraha. It's a Sattvika Vigraham he has, Murti. So he doesn't need something to eat actually. But why we need to offer is, as I said, there are 3 gunas in that particular food. Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tamo guna. He takes the other 2 gunas, which is Rajo guna and Tamo guna, out of it. Only Sattva guna is there in that food. When we start cooking, whoever cooks, husband or wife, whoever cooks, first thing we need to see, when we switch on the stove is, whoever eats this particular food should be very healthy. That is the thought we need to have. So Bhagavan need to come through my hand to cook the food. That is how we need to start the food. Someday it may be a little salt less, someday it may be a little salt more, but that doesn't matter. The food which we give to our kids, to the elders, to anybody, is the thing directly comes from our hand, offered to Bhagavan, and then comes to the dinner table. Bhagavan doesn't expect so many things. He's adapted himself. His karuna is so much to adapted himself to accommodate what we eat, he is eating. Say for example, in a temple, there is something called Nuru Tada Akkar addition, which means 1,000 plates will be there, 100 plates will be there and there will be pongal on those 100 plates. He is capable to even eat that. But the same Bhagavan is living in our home, who is ready to eat that small food we actually offer him. That is his karuna. He is not actually expecting very big or very great thing. He needs to be part of our life. And that is what is very important. When we practice on a daily basis, this needs to happen. There is a small good story which says that, in Tirupavai, there is a Pashuram called Kudarai Vellum. That Pashuram actually represents sugar pongal, chakra pongal in Tamil. There is a couple who's very, very not wealthy. The husband and wife lives in a home. The husband starts this conversation. Tomorrow, I need to call 50 children and then give sugar pongal or chakra pongal. The wife actually responds, why 50? Why not 100? Husband says, very good. But how do you need to make that pongal is? You need to have very less rice. Then wife asks, if I have less rice, how can 100 people eat? No. One rice should have cashew nut, it should have badam, it should have pista, it should have raisins, it should have so many things. So that they should search the rice in these particular dry fruits. These people don't have money to even buy a small pot of rice. How are they going to buy badam? How are they going to buy cashew nuts, raisins for 100 people? But they just speak, right? So next day morning, 4:30 he got up. He did all his morning duties. Then he took bath. He plucked a tulasi leaf, came to Bhagavan. In his Sannidhi he said, we spoke about Noor Tada, which is 100 people wanted to eat. Please take this, consider this as that, and then eat. They said that, and then he went outside. When he went out, two things happened. One is, wherever he goes on the road, one small boy who comes and then says, thank you for the chakra pongal. I ate it very well. Then he goes to the next street. Another boy comes and then says, thank you for the chakra pongal. I ate it very well. There are close to 100 people who came and told this. He did not do anything. He thought that Bhagavan has done something. He came to his home. In his puja room, he saw his face, Bhagavan's face, where in his adharam, in his mouth, he had chakra pongal, he had pongal sticked in his mouth. Then he actually realized Bhagavan has considered this particular tulasi leaf and then donated 100 people chakra pongal, and then he also had it. So when we even actually give a small thing, what he sees is that dedication to give. He is not seeing what we give, how we give. He knows how to serve others. Via us, not via us, he knows how to give, how to feed those 100 kids. Bhagavan knows, not even 100 kids. 1,000, 10,000, 1 million, he knows how to feed. But these people even forgot they don't have money. The husband and wife was talking. Their intention to serve those 100 kids is what Bhagavan actually sees. So, when we cook food, we should be in a position to say, Annam Bhagu Kuruvita, Annanna Nindyat. These are the two things Upanishad actually tells us. Annam, which is rice, Bhagu Kuruvita. We need to make more rice in our home and donate it to needy people. Annanna Nindyat, which is whatever is cooked needs to be eaten. Or whatever you can eat only can be cooked. We can't overcook or you can't undercook, and you can't nindana. You can't throw the food out because A, food is very difficult to get. B, Bhagavan doesn't like it. 3, Upanishad doesn't suggest to do that. So, Annam Bhagu Kuruvita, Annanna Nindyat. Even if we are in a very fast-paced life, even if we are in a school or a college or office, we need to go fast. If we can practice this small thing, when we cook, we give to Bhagavan, and when we eat only sattvic food, that will be a starting point for us to do so many miracles in life. Let us practice this from today. Jai Shri Narayana, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Hanuman.